Fabrizio Romano has come out and really put out a very good information about Thomas Partey's future at Arsenal. He has told us that Thomas Partey to exit Arsenal this summer, and I think it's known news to most of you because you expected it to happen and for him to leave. Patrick Vieira, the former captain of Arsenal, has come out and really spoken on the season of Arsenal, and then even Robert Pires. I don't know whether most of you that are not of my age really watched Robert Pires play for Arsenal. I think he last played for Arsenal, is it in 2006, in there for a year, and then he left. So if I told you never supported Arsenal around that time, 2000 to 2006, you might not have gone ahead to enjoy the quality of that French shirt number 7 of Arsenal. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football, and good afternoon to everyone watching in through. Second video of the day, we started up with Alexandra Ishak. We had to talk about Vincent Kompany and Laporte, the president of Barcelona, and now we are here into what we call the Arsenal News Show. It has been a while since we had a video when you're talking only and only Arsenal, but this time around, I tell you, this is the Arsenal News Show, and we're only going to be talking about Arsenal, nothing else. Let's see close to 400 likes matching this video, and don't forget to subscribe. And FA Cup done, and now we are left with just one competition to get into the Heroes, and that is none other than, hear me out, that is none other than the Champions League final. It's going to be played this Saturday at Wembley. I don't know who is going to win, but all I know is that the best team will merge out champions. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out and said on Arsenal's midfield targets, they have several players lined up. There is a good chance they will bring in a new midfielder. Thomas Partey will leave. Jorginho has extended, but I also think they want to sign a new left back. So, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed to us that Thomas Partey is going to leave the club of Arsenal. And the huge reason as to why he's going to leave the club of Arsenal is because he earns a huge amount of money, and he's not readily available, And last season, he wanted to leave, but Arteta convinced him to stay because they looked like their financial fair play wouldn't obviously allow them to bring in a midfielder. So they held him out for one season, and now they feel like it's a time they let him go. But I think it was a decision made bad because if Arsenal went ahead to sell Thomas Partey last season, and because he was available for like 35 million pounds, if they sold him for 35 million pounds and added on like 10 million pounds and brought in a player like Moussa, is it Fofana? You know that French central midfielder that plays for Monaco. You know that guy. He's really great, and he has a very good go into that game of football. I think they've gone ahead to serve a better purpose because Partey has only come in through at the end of the season. He hasn't gone ahead to be readily available. It's going to affect them a little bit because Jorginho is a very good player, but however good he is, we all understand that his age does not allow him to play game in, game out. And Thomas Partey is another player that would have gone ahead to come in through and stand in, but he couldn't because he wasn't available. Now, Thomas Partey's other huge red flag is the age. He has gone ahead to clock 30 years of age. That is Thomas Partey. Now, after clocking 30 years of age, as Thomas Partey, there are certain things that come with age. For example, every club will worry for a player who has always gone ahead to be injury prone in his mid-20s when he clocks his 30s. He never had a very bad injury record when he was at Atletico Madrid, but I don't know why. When he came in through at Arsenal, things turned the other way around, and guess what? He found himself in a scenario of really losing out on very many games because of injuries. Now, Arsenal have gone ahead to make a decision to sell Thomas Partey, but before they sell him, as you know, any competent club, they have to first get in what we call the new signing, and it will be either be Zubimendi, Bruno Guimaraes, or Douglas Luiz. That is it. I tell you, out of those, that's where Arsenal is going to come out and really make a huge choice on who is going to be the next player for their club. So, we wait and see what Arsenal is going to do for Thomas Partey, but I think they can get like £30 million from him, from the other players. And I think his contract is running until 2025, meaning that he's left with 1 year on his contract. Let me check to be exact. When is Thomas Partey's contract expiring? Because he signed in 2020, right? After signing in 2020, I think he signed a 5-year contract with the Arsenal. Let me check here to be really accurate, with some good accurate information. I don't want to give you bad information. Yeah, his contract expires in 2025 and he's left with just 1 year on his contract. The huge shocker that can come through is Arsenal obviously going in to renew his contract. If Arsenal renews the contract of Thomas Partey, I'll be stunned, guys. I tell you, I'll be stunned, because I don't think it's the right thing for them to do. It is not the right thing for Arsenal to do, to renew the contract of Thomas Partey. Get him out, get in what you get out of him, and go out to do the needful. They bought him for like £45 million from Atletico Madrid, and if they sell him for 35 or 30, I think that is really good to add it to the long list of players that Arsenal are going to sell, and really raise more funds to obviously use that money in the summer transfer window of 2024 that is going to be happening and opening up on the 14th of June. So we wait and see what is going to happen, but Thomas Partey leaving Arsenal has been endorsed. Right now, Thomas Partey is with the wife, as they obviously have some time together to really rest. But I think has been resting. You know, he has been nursing injuries, and I think he hasn't gone ahead to have a very huge season. And I think we'll soon be let known which teams are really lining up for Thomas Partey. And for Arsenal's prayers are, they want a queue of teams to come in for the player, because the demand dictates the price of the players, not so. So we wait and see how that is going to pan out, but Thomas Partey is the hot cake. And Fabrizio Romano has also hinted on Arsenal going in for left back, you understand. And I think now Arteta wants a left-footed player. He's fed up of really playing Tomiyasu. He's fed up of playing Julian Timber into those positions, yet they have their other position they're supposed to be playing at, you understand. Now, if Arsenal really need a left back, that means Zinchenko's future is in Joel Partey. That is it. Because when you look at those players, they're going to be competing. For example, Tomiyasu is going to be competing with Ben White, right back. Julian Timber competing with William Saliba, central defense, and Kivior competing with Gabriel Magalhaes. Now, that means the left back position, if they bring in one left back, you never know whether Zinchenko will go, but that will really put a final nail in the coffin of Zinchenko to having the required playing time at the club of Arsenal. You understand? So, we might see Arsenal signing in a left back, a midfielder, a striker, and a winger. And I won't be surprised, but don't forget that there is a deal that is set to be made permanent no sooner the summer transfer window opens officially on 14th. That is the deal of David Raya. I think it's going to be one of those that Arsenal is going to make permanent in here onto the Rokani Media Football. And we'll be here bringing you the latest about that. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I think we've gone ahead to digest that to the fullest, and let's go to the side of Arsenal, Patrick Vieira in particular. And Patrick Vieira has been one of those that has gone ahead to come out and really have something to say about the club of Arsenal and how everything has gone ahead to happen onto their side. What's wrong with this? So, Patrick Vieira on Arsenal, he has had to be honest. I feel sorry for Arsenal because they had a really good season and I really enjoyed watching them. I watched some of their games and they are really unbelievable. Arsenal closed the gap and it will be even more interesting next season. Obviously, Arsenal closed the gap in between them and Man City. Last season, the point difference was 4. I think it was 5. Arsenal had 84 points. Now, this time round, the point difference has been 2. Arsenal had 89 points. Man City had 90. Man City had 91 points to lift that trophy. So, all that said and done, Patrick Vieira sees a lot of progress at Arsenal. But the hugest problem that Mikel Arteta is going to be having is, how does he start winning trophies at Arsenal? The season we are heading into, 2024, 2025, Arteta has to either win a Champions League or win a Premier League. If he doesn't, I tell you, a lot of pressure is going to be piled onto him, because fans will be like, all right, Arteta, you've gone ahead to do everything. You had the honeymoon period. It was over. Some of us thought that you're supposed to leave the club of Arsenal. You proved us wrong. Now, it's high time you won us trophies. Being second fiddle in every competition won't really see a manager like Arteta really be there, because of the budget that Arsenal's going to have to be put in there for him. And if Arsenal spent £200 million this summer, plus they would have gone ahead to spend £400 million in 2 summers. When you add on the other money he spent in the summer of 2020, 2021, and 2022, they would have gone ahead to approximate close to £800 million spent in the season with Mikel Arteta as their manager. What does that mean? That money injected into the team will call in for a trophy. And that's where pressure is going to be piled on Mikel Arteta. So, for any well wish of Mikel Arteta, would wish him to obviously get in those tournaments. Premier League or the Champions League. And that's why I've always told you that if Arsenal is wise, they shouldn't go in for non-finished articles. And I feel so much surprised when I see to it that Arsenal is signing in players or being linked to players that are not really finished articles. I know Partey is a very good player. I know other players are really good. But I tell you what, the best player for Arsenal to go up for should be that player who is really a finished article. That's why the likes of Ishak, Bruno Guimaraes, Douglas Luiz are really good options for Arsenal, because they are really finished articles that are going to come in through and hit the ground running at the club of Arsenal. Then, Robert Pires. I'm a little bit disappointed, like the players, like Mikel Arteta, like fans, because they are doing very well. They play very well during all the seasons across the 19 months. Sorry about that. I'm very proud of Arteta and the players, and I think we are ready for the next season. So, Robert Pires is very excited with the club of Arsenal and what the players have gone ahead obviously exhibit on the field of play. And I tell you what, it is really going to come out to our notice that this team is not going to stop. The team is not going to stop. It's going to put in a very huge shift, and the support they're getting in from their ex-legendary players, from the legendary players who were the Invisibles, were really nice. Because remember, Patrick Vieira captained that side of the Invisibles, and Robert Pires was part of that side. Now, your thoughts on Thomas Partey leaving the club of Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below, as confirmed to us by Fabrizio Romano. And what do you make about Patrick Vieira and Robert Pires putting out their statements after Arsenal went ahead to lose to the side of Man City to lose the trophy? May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. Rokani David is my name. Second video of the day. We sign out. See you later, my mates.